Welcome back to the channel. New video, new drum set. Check it out. All right, what we got here is a Ludwig Neusonic. I ordered this and got it, I don't know, I guess it was Sunday or whatever, from Sweetwater. Got it on a demo deal because it had a scratch in the floor tom, but not a big deal to me. Anyway, what we're looking at here is a 13 by I think 9, a 22 by 14, and a 16 by 16. That kick drum, I'll tell you what. I started on a 22 by 16, and then I went to a 22 by 18, like most people did in the drum industry. And then they went back to the vintage 14-inch depth, and that thing feels really good. Feels good, sounds pretty good. I don't know if it's because of the cherry wood in this set, but it sounds really good. Anyway, what we got going on as far as that goes is those drum sizes. The set itself is, I think, 3 plies cherry, either 3 or 4 plies of maple exterior. Really good sound, kind of dark, kind of on the low end. I have these tuned, I don't know, about medium high, but it sounds really dark. Um, as far as the snare drum goes, for the complete set, I'll tell you what else I got. The snare drum, I have a 14 by 5.5 inch bronze snare. It's a Ludwig as well. It's a 10 lug on, as far as that goes. I don't know the model number or anything, so I can't really tell you that. I got it when I used to work at Guitar Center on a cost deal, so I mean, I got it for like $150. Now it's like twice as much. Anyway, over here I have some Pearl Octabands. We have a 16-inch and a 12-inch. Actually, they were both 16 at one time. I cut down to 12 to have a pair. Heads. As far as heads go, the drum kit itself came with coated equal to and coated ambassador tops and clear ambassador bottoms. The kick drum came with a coated Power Stroke 3 front and a clear Power Stroke 3 batter. No patch or anything, no muffling in the kick drum. And then the snare, I have a reverse dot, CS dot on it on the top, and then on the bottom I have ambassador snare side. On the Octabands here, unfortunately, I couldn't get ambassadors. They were sold out like literally everywhere. I don't know why 6-inch were sold out, but they were. So I have Emperor on top. Pretty soon I'm going to switch them out to Ambassador, which sound better, but I have Emperors on it right now. As far as hardware goes, as far as the kick pedal, I have a DW 9000. On the hi-hat, I have a DW 5000 hi-hat stand, and I have an extra 5000 with a tambourine attachment. So, like, if you want to go to hi-hat or a tambourine, I can do either or as far as that goes. Cymbal stands, as of right now, are kind of cheapo ones. I have two PDP stands, and then I have two sound percussion stands. They're all boom stands, tucked away or not, I don't know. The clamp itself for the rack tom is the one that came with the Neusonic kit. Let me also add to the fact that these Neusonics shipped with the Atlas tom mounts for the tom mount up top and for the floor tom legs. And I'll tell you what, huge difference. I was thinking that I'd have to probably put a rims mount on this tom to get any kind of resonance, and I'll tell you what, I do not. For however they design those, I don't know, but they are excellent. This thing rings out and sounds great. Sounds great. So I don't have to put a rims mount on. It's mounted right into the shell. It's got some isolation units, and then the other half of the mount mounts to the actual stand. Same thing with the floor tom. Half of it mounts to the shell, isolation, and the rest mounts to the half-inch legs. All right, that covers hardware, drums, heads. I think we got everything as far as that goes. Now, as far as cymbals go, I'm using mostly Sabian on this particular video, and I think the next one I'll shoot. This is going to be the only Wuhan, but for the most part, I got Sabian going on here. Hi-hats. I have regular finish 14-inch AAX stage hi-hats. This here is a brilliant finish AA El Sabor 18-inch. This here is a brilliant finish AAX 18-inch metal crash, but I actually patinaed this with coffee and salt and stuff and let it sit on there with peroxide for a while. I don't know if I did a video on that. I might in the future, but it darkened up the sound a little bit. As far as the ride cymbal, I have a brilliant finish AAX 21-inch stage ride. here is the Brilliant Finish 18-inch thin crash by Wuhan. And then here I have a 16-inch Sabian China Cymbal Brilliant Finish. All the mics here, less the handheld here, is all Audix. I'm using their Fusion series, which is like a step below the regular series, which is, well, just a regular series. Instead of like a I5 on the snare here, I have an F5. Slightly different pickup pattern, but as far as not pickup pattern, but EQ, pre-EQ in the mic. They sound pretty good though for what they are, and it came sold in a drum pack. I picked it up used at Guitar Center when I worked there, and they sound good still. As far as the signal chain goes, all these mics and everything are going pretty much unprocessed into my PV mixer. I have a little bit of a little bit of reverb on the snare. I'm using an old Digitech. I'm using a Hall reverb on the snare. Kick drum, I accentuated the bass a little bit, but aside from that, EQs are flat on every other mic. That's going out of there left, right, into a Presonus Audio Box 96, and then into the laptop. Out of the Presonus box, left, right, into the camera itself. So that's the audio chain. That's what you're hearing as it is. Since the studio is in a basement and it's pretty much on a concrete slab, there's really no vibration, no slapback, no kind of like hum or anything from the floor. It's very flat as far as that goes. And the room, as far as you can see, is pretty dead. I have it deaded down, dead. There's really no reverb in this room. It's all added with effects and whatnot. The only other thing that I have on the main left-right bus on the my DAW Studio 1 feeding the camera is I have an LA2A on the main bus. That's just to kind of compress everything, keep it kind of equal or whatever. I think I pretty much, my sticks. Sticks, I'm using Vic Firth Hickory American Classic 5As. Occasionally I'll use the Dave Weckels if I want a little bit more ping on the ride cymbal, but for the most part I'm using 5As pretty much consistently. They seem to last me a long time. I don't break a lot, and they kind of splinter because I do a lot of rim shots, but aside from that I can get play out of a stick for 3 months. I think that pretty much covers everything here. Now, as far as the performance goes, I have on the snare drum, I have a Remos. They're kind of like the rings that go around the drum set, or drum head itself to kind of dampen it. That I'm going to leave on the snare. On the toms, on the initial performance, I'm going to leave them wide open, so you get to hear exactly what it sounds like, uneq'd, straight into the DAW, straight into the camera. There's going to be no processing on that. And then about halfway through, I'm going to add these rings onto the tops of it to kind of dampen them down. So you get kind of the feel of it raw as they come out of the box, tuned up, and then with that. As far as tuning goes, I have the snare pretty tight. I use a drum dial. So if anybody's familiar with that in the audience, has a drum dial or a Tama drum dial or drum clock or whatever they call it. I have the snare tuned up to about 90/75. On the whole kit here, I have tuned up to about 78/78. Kick drum is 78/78, 78/78. So all this is tuned up as that goes. Kind of a medium high tuning for these toms and the kick, but because of the cherry wood, it adds kind of a low end to it, so they sound lower than they are. I think that literally covers everything. I'm going to go ahead and do a drum performance. I don't know what it'll be. It'll be something kind of random. I'm just going to kind of figure something out and play it, and then you'll get to hear each one of the drums. And like I said, you'll see the cue to where I swap them out and I put the Remos on them, and you'll get to hear what it sounds like completely dampened down. Thanks for watching.